Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and those of you still waiting for your salary like it's a rescue helicopter from heaven, hello. Today I want to talk about a very sensitive topic, something that many people whisper about, something that is guarded like the secret Coca-Cola recipe or the secret formula for how Nigerian scammers get your grandmother's email. Yes, I want to tell you what rich people don't want you to know. Now, first of all, let me confess, I wasn't born rich. In fact, I was so broke that when I walked past a KFC, even the chicken laughed at me. I applied for a job at KFC and they rejected me. 24 people applied, 23 got hired. The one they said, no thank you, was me. I still think that chicken had something personal against me. But that's okay, because that's not where the story ends. Today, I stand before you not to flex my billions, okay, maybe a little, but to help you understand that rich people are not magicians. They just understand a few things you don't. And the truth is, they don't want you to know these things. But me? I'm Jack Ma. I talk too much. So buckle up. Now listen, I'm not saying drop out of school and go sell mangoes by the highway. Please don't go home and tell your parents, Jack Ma said I should leave school and start a TikTok dance business. That's not what I'm saying. But rich people know that school teaches you how to obey, not how to create. It teaches you to memorize, not to solve. Repeat, not to lead. Fit in, not stand out. In school, if you make a mistake, you fail. But in real life, if you don't make mistakes, you'll never win. Let me ask you, have you ever seen a rich man cry because he got 42% in history class? No. They don't care if Napoleon lost the war. They care if they are winning in their business. Rich people study people, not just textbooks. They learn how emotions work, how decisions are made, how money flows, how to solve real problems. Meanwhile, many people are busy solving for X, but have no idea how to solve their own rent. Funny, right? Sad, but funny. Here's what they don't want you to know. If you are always working for money, then money is your boss. And your boss? He doesn't even like you that much. Rich people don't hustle forever. They know the hustle is just a phase. Eventually, they build systems that generate money even while they're on vacation, sleeping, or spending time with their family. They understand one powerful secret. Money should work for you, not the other way around. They invest. They create. They delegate. They buy back their time. Let me paint the picture. A poor man wakes up at 6 a.m., drinks tea with 2 slices of bread, and heads off to a 10-hour shift. At the end of the day, he's earned 20. He's exhausted. He has no energy left to think about anything else. Meanwhile, a rich man wakes up at 10 a.m., stretches, checks his phone. The app's user base grew by 3% overnight, he says, sipping coffee. He didn't lift a finger today, yet he earned $2,000 just from users engaging with something he built months or even years ago. Do you see the difference? The poor man works for money. The rich man builds something that works for him. That's the power of scale. That's the power of systems. That's the power of ownership. And here's the part they don't want to admit. They want you stuck in the time for money trap. They want you chasing overtime, begging for raises, because if you're busy working, you're too tired to build. Unless you're a surgeon, a lawyer, or a pilot, don't aim to be paid by the hour forever. Trade your time for assets, not just paychecks. That's how real wealth is built. When you think of rich people, what do you imagine? Lamborghinis, Rolex, yachts, private jets? Yes, some rich people like those things. But do you know what the richest people really want? Time, peace, control, freedom. Let me break it down. A poor man gets a holiday once a year if his boss is kind. A rich man? Every day is a holiday because he chooses when to work. A poor man buys clothes to look rich. A rich man wears t-shirts and buys companies. Rich people don't spend to show off. They spend to buy back their time. I wear simple clothes not because I'm cheap, but because I don't need my jacket to prove my value. The problem is this. Many people buy things they can't afford to impress people they don't like. And the rich man smiles quietly because you're making him richer. Ouch, but true. Let me ask you a question. What do you do when you see a problem? Complain? Tweet about it? Blame the government? Rich people? They study the problem. Then they solve it. And then they sell the solution. Why do you think the richest people own tech companies? Because every time you complain, my phone is slow, and they create a faster one and sell it to you. My taxi is expensive, then they create Uber. I'm bored. They create TikTok so you can waste 3 hours dancing like a confused jellyfish. Problems are not obstacles, they are opportunities. But only if you stop complaining and start creating. Let me tell you the truth. The system is not designed to make you rich. It's designed to make you comfortable enough not to rebel, but too scared to leave. Let me say that again. The system wants you to go to school, get a job, Work for 40 years. Retire on a pension that can only buy potatoes. That's it. That's the system. But rich people, they know the game is rigged. So what do? They don't try to beat the system. They build their own system. They buy assets. They understand taxes. They network. They register companies. They protect their wealth. Meanwhile, others are still fighting over which political party is better. Spoiler alert, neither party is coming to pay your rent. Learn the game, or be played by it. Let me confess something. I know some very rich people who are lazy. Yes, lazy, but they are strategic. They don't chop trees with their hands. They build a machine that cuts 1,000 trees in 1 hour. Meanwhile, some people work like donkeys, sweating every day, earning coins, then using those coins to buy data, to watch how rich people enjoy life on Instagram. My friend, don't work like a slave just to watch kings play. Work smart, ask questions, automate, delegate, learn. It's not about how many hours you work. It's about what you're building with those hours. Even a chicken can work hard, but it still ends up in the stew. What is leverage? It is using other people's time, money, skills, or technology to multiply your results. A man with no leverage will use a bucket to fetch water. A rich man, he builds a pipe. He doesn't carry water. He controls the flow. Leverage is why one man makes $500 in a month. Another man makes $500,000 in the same month without working harder. He just multiplies smarter. Leverage is your friend. Start small, hire a virtual assistant, automate your processes, sell online courses, create content that reaches millions while you sleep. Don't be afraid to use tools. You are not a caveman. Use the internet, use AI, use systems, use people, but don't abuse people. Let me tell you a little secret. The more people believe they can't be rich, the easier it is for rich people to stay rich. It's like a magician who never reveals his trick. The magic is not in the trick. It's in making you believe it's impossible. The rich man knows. If you stop scrolling Instagram, if you stop eating your salary like popcorn, if you stop blaming your country, you will become a problem for him. Because now you're thinking, now you're creating, now you're building, now you're competing. So what does he do? He shows you his expensive car and says, I got lucky. He says, it's just talent. He says, it's not for everyone. Lies. It's not luck. It's not magic. It's strategy, it's risk, it's mindset. And yes, sometimes timing helps. But if you try, you may not become a billionaire. But you also won't die broke and bitter. While you're chasing trends, rich people are building foundations. While you're buying clothes, they're buying stocks. While you're watching Netflix, they're reading contracts. While you're buying iPhones, they're buying Apple shares. You get the point? They don't follow the hype. They create the hype and sell it to you. You wear the brand. They own the brand. And the most painful part? You'll defend their brand like your life depends on it. Meanwhile, they don't even know your name. Funny, sad, motivating, all three. Here's the most important thing they don't want you to know. Money is not power. It's potential. The real power? Your mindset, your vision, your discipline. If you gave a millionaire $1,000, he'd multiply it. If you gave the average man $1,000, he'd buy sneakers and pizza. The difference is not money. It's understanding. And once you understand that money is a servant, not a master, you will stop chasing it blindly. You'll start using it wisely. If you've made it this far, congratulations. You're no longer the average dreamer. You're becoming a doer. Let the rich people keep their secrets. We're breaking the silence. Remember, study the game. Think long-term. Solve problems. Build systems. Use leverage. Don't just hustle, strategize, and one day the same people who laughed at your small beginnings will say, I always knew you had potential. Just smile. Don't tell them the secret. Let them wonder, what does he know that I don't? And you'll smile like Jack Ma and say, a lot.